lead to EMEA at times, and I'm hoping to see that here again.
As am I. Well, Teddy will catch up with you in just a bit. Me and Trev going to take the reins on this one as the poll over at event.brawlstars.com. Coming in now at 8% only for Bando de Lucas to the 92% of you voting for Clash to take home this win, which is fair, absolutely so, because, this was what we saw as being the outcome last month, Trev. But nonetheless, I feel it's a little bit harsh. I think it could be a little bit closer nonetheless.
I do as well, and we saw it yesterday quite free well. I mean, all my words are being eaten up already. RT is going to be the first pick of the day. Never mind something that I said might be a bit of a rarity and be a little bit more. But as you said, in terms of predictions, I feel like it definitely is a little bit harsh on Bando de Lucas here. Yes, they did get beaten by Clash last month, and yes, it wasn't the most convincing of displays from them, but there's always a big chance, and especially if you can get the draft right, there's always a chance of taking down a big titan like Clash.
Wow, let's see what they go for next. Obviously, the bans are pretty decent for me in terms of open zone. Crow going to come in. It's always a big pick in South America for sure. The Stu, the Poker, and the Colette band on the side of Clash. The Meg, the Penny, and the Max on the side of Bando de Lucas. Now the second one coming in. For me, I quite like Pam on this particular map. B is a big one for this particular region, and one that they might be thinking of either as well. Meg being banned, it does kind of deflate a little bit the effectiveness of the B, but nonetheless, I think it's always a good safe pair of hands. Janet going to come in. I think from memory, this was a brawler which was in literally every single map and mode last month if it wasn't banned. I'm pretty sure the majority of the time it wasn't actually banned, so definitely going to be seeing a lot of her today, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and these are pretty much the two most versatile brawlers in the game. It's quite hard to miss their shots. They've got a decent amount of range. They can be competent at short range as well, both Crow and Janet. So I do like the picks there. They're definitely kind of being just a little bit more versatile when it comes to their comp as well. I do think they are kind of lacking a bit of a hard hitter. We know RT, if they can hit those shots, can deal some good damage if they're hit again and again in a row. They're going to add Bonnie to it as well, have that range, and also have that short range approach if they do choose to go aggressive. And yes, they probably will do on a map like this, especially when you need to relieve some of that pressure on the zone if they do, if it's heavily against them, and they're against Clash, so it probably will be quite a lot of the time. They do have the last pick here as well, though, but they do have to be quite cautious because Clash obviously have the 6th and final pick, which is quite a lot of the time one of the big picks that you do need to be able to counteract whatever Bando de Lucas do choose to come in with here. They go Pam, and I've always said it, I like Pam. Really solid on this map. You can establish your turret high, establish your low, and even use it to tank sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like it's a definitely I say pair of hands on this particular map, and this region do like to sort of cater towards it. Gus is still open as well. Could be on their minds on this particular instance, but definitely does place a bit of a problem because it's going to hard counter the Crow. So Clash need to have something very hard hitting here. You have to give themselves a bit more of an edge. I quite like actually the draft as it stands for Bando de Lucas, but they have got the opportunity to try to swing it back into their favor. They go with Spike. It's funny, I was going to mention Spike, but I just thought there's no way someone's going to pick it, especially not with anything too tanky. The Pam is obviously going to be the best target for Kai Dog on that Spike there for me. It does make some sense for sure. But nonetheless, I mean, I do actually feel like Bando de Lucas got a pretty decent draft. The question is, do they have the mechanics to back it up?
Yeah, I mean, I really do like the Bando de Lucas draft, and to be honest, there's definitely going to be a better pick out there than Spike, isn't there, really? You're looking at Pam, you're looking at Bonnie, and you're thinking Colette, surely. And I think RT, we haven't really seen many interactions between them, at least in the competitive so far, because we've only been able to see it played throughout the last day. But I imagine Colette would be pretty good against that as well. So definitely a little bit of a weird one, I feel, from Clash, and it might come back to hurt them if they're not able to utilize the Spike as well as they'd like to.
Well, good tap so far from Kaido. Good slow as well with the slowing Toxin Gadget. And Tufas will be a little bit cautious as the amplified shot is looming above his head. Nice life plant from him. Kaido though incredibly low. BT's in on the left-hand side as well. Just one tap away from death. So the Clash are still standing and playing it very cautious under all circumstances, despite being pressured. There's a takedown there to Kaido though, and a jump in as well from Wesley. That is a good amount of clear-up work. Will Tufa get his takedown though? Not quite connecting, and that could prove costly.
Yeah, you'd expect kind of Tufa to be able to pick up both of them there as they were extremely low, but Adinho managed to make it out, has this healing station down now as well, but does get slowed down by Crow and taken down very shortly after as well. Tufa still got this little RT mark on top of his head, and the rest of Clash are assisting him nicely, relieving some pressure and allowing him to heal up, but BT's in needs the same treatment for him now. But, I mean, it's Wesley just missing the shots rather than anything that Clash are doing to relieve that.
Also, Bandit Lucas not really, maintaining positioning power in the zone as well, and that's so key. More often than not, the stats don't necessarily matter in open zone or hot zone. It's just simply about being present and gaining those capture points. Kydog gets tapped up there by Pizzino. Nice shots from him. Meets him there with the base just to keep the pressure and forcing Adino down the right-hand side into the corner. And Wesley's going to be so cautious here. He's been forced out completely. He's got the ability to turn back into cannon forward. I think it's the wise call, but he has given away his position and he will go down, and Clash just seem to be in full control.
They really don't, even when they don't have control of the zone, they still feel composed and calm about being able to retrieve it, and they've done it multiple times now. When they've lost it, they've got it back shortly after, and from this point onwards, it's going to have to be a big performance out of Bando de Lucas, as that percentage was still ticking up until a couple of seconds ago. Tufa got this super once more, not really choosing to use it too aggressively, and does throw it out now, but didn't get any takedowns and really didn't get too much value. It's kind of blocking off that right-hand side and slowing them down just a little bit. Wesley coming in with the jump, but he's going to be falling very low, especially with this burn down damage. Brought down to 84 HP, and that should allow VT Sim to have some good push out.
It's just hanging on there, and Pizzino as well, incredibly low now. VT Sim does get cleared up though by Adino, and that's a great amount of momentum now that Bandit Lucas could use and start to bring things back a little bit. They've got to be a bit cautious about clustering up here, as Kydog is getting a lot of value off the back of it. 84% is what Clash are on, but Bandit Lucas are creeping forwards just a little bit here. Kydog can't really contest this, he's too low. Healing up now and staying with inside the zone. Wesley with the clear up. Will he get VT Sim? One tap, two tap. Will he get the third? The clear up is there. What an amazing takedown, but have they got the ability to go all the way now?
Good jumping from Kydog as well. He knows he needs to go aggressive, but Pizzino is doing the same jumping from Wesley, and that might have just cost them the game. Surely better off staying a little bit more defensive and staying out of the way. Now they're coming in. 3 seconds is what they need. Adino does manage to...
But will they take the set? That is the question. They keep it up. Will Clash learn from some of their mistakes? I feel like, to be honest, that they've spent a lot of time, keeping the objective in mind, and that's what we didn't see necessarily in the early outset from Bandit de Lucas. So, an aggressive start for sure. Wesley popping the gadget to give himself that early advantage, and VT Sim is soaking up a lot of these shots. Kydog's incredibly low as well, and Tufa possibly not far behind. One tap from Pizzino brings it down to 293 HP. And it does feel like the aggression is all with Bandit de Lucas at the moment.
Yeah, not able to connect that one though, and Kydog does manage to get the takedown, but Tufa's low, Kydog's low, and they're really not in the best position regardless of having this zone. They're down about 20% still, but picking up some supers now. The slow from Crow, the slow from Tufa, it's all kind of adding up, and it's a bit difficult for Bandit de Lucas to push out, but Wesley's making the move himself. Now just one shot to VT's in, but he did actually miss a pretty easily hitting shot there. Brought down to one shot as he drops some of these bombs, taking flight. Draw a base place just to keep him low, but the Panther will keep him in the mix.
I like that from VTC there, just forcing them to the right-hand side to allow Tufa to get the pickup, and Pizzino's in a really tough position now. He's getting some good time on the zone, but now he's outnumbered, and oh yeah, great shots there from Tufa, great pinch from Kydog. We need that PAM healing station to go back down again to really eradicate what Kydog's able to bring to the table, but a nice takedown there from Wesley, who's doing fantastic in this game. Honestly, he goes in again, takedown of VT Sim, the man is on fire.
Yeah, I mean, it really is playing well. Super coming in from Tufa over the right-hand side. It's not a lost cause for Clash just yet, but they need to get some stuff done very quickly. Takedown back there as Pizzino hits that final blow onto the last remaining player of Clash, and some strike back from Tufa, a jump in from Kydog. It's not done yet as Wesley does fall, and now control in the hands of Clash.
This is the crucial moment. It was Bandit de Lucas in the last game which were able to bring it back from around this kind of position, but now Clash have got the high ground. Have they got the ability to stay focused on the objective enough to survive this first set? Big taps from Wesley again on the left-hand side, bringing VT Sim low, but they do need to take down the side of Bandit de Lucas quickly, as time is not on their side anymore, and almost the entire deficit has been claimed back. Kydog goes down, VT Sim goes down, Tufa, the last man standing. Who is going to go? An aggressive healing station there from Adino, and it pushes away Tufa just in the nick of time. Teammates now coming back into the mix, and a bit of a lifeline for Bandit de Lucas.
Very lean, especially when Wesley has this jump, but Kydog's got the jump in return. Some takedowns left, right, and center. Just Adino remaining, and Clash managed to clean up. VTZM's going to be slipping onto this zone. Tufa's got a super, which is going to cover the whole of the right-hand side. It might force them all left, which it does, but now he can just quickly make this rotation over and get the value that he would have got out of it anyway. They're holding the zone, 10% left. An aggressive healing station is going to soak up some of these shots, and Wesley's going to try to use it to his advantage, but Clash are going to hold on.
Straightforward, clean cut, getting the job done. This first set is in the balance at the moment. And definitely some confidence being displayed as well from Bando de Lucas, because, I mean, they're playing it really, really well. I mean, ultimately, for me, Tufa is keeping the whole thing from Clash together at the moment. But there's not much, to be honest, that Kaidog can really do once the PAM healing station goes down. It really does deflate what he's able to bring to the table. And BT Sim here as well is struggling to this matchup against Wesley. Constantly, Wesley is such a thorn in their side.
That was a great trade from Kaidog to be able to time that shot perfectly for when he landed and get the trade out. But Tufa being pushed back now. And as you said, it does seem like he's kind of the glue, the only one keeping Clash together with his consistency. And he's yet again taking this right side lane down, going to be pinching into Pitzinho now as well, and just Wesley, who's playing so well on that Bonnie over the other side, is able to really do so little because he's 1v3 and Clash are just holding it down. When Tufa's got this position, it's so hard to break.
It really is. Scoreline now pretty even for the most part. The healing station there, but Tufa knows it, and every time they're going aggressive and try to eradicate it quickly or get some value, and then, you know, throw over the spikes as well. Dino's very low on this right-hand side and will probably go down, and certainly will to a crow jump there. And Casino now completely and utterly going to be outnumbered. Wesley's the last man standing. Clash now looking to make some strides in this position. Wesley should tick here, and if not, the curveball might finish him off. He's still going, and that's honestly made a world of difference to keep on the objective and to keep the objective positioning power and the percentage rolling in. Great stuff from him.
Yeah, it really does seem like the Tufa and Wesley show at the moment. The rest of the team just trying to hold them together and get some percentage where they can, but down goes Kaidog once more, and in comes Wesley again. Gets the trade and gets the takedown, makes it a 2v1, just Tufa over the right-hand side. But with no life plants left, he really can't do a lot here. Gonna throw that super up on that turret once more, but we're gonna need to see a jump from Kaidog. He's gonna use it over the right-hand side, down onto Adinho, avoid some shots from Pitzinho as well, and now they just got to get these takedowns. It's ticking up, only 10% needed, and Wesley's still fairly healthy. Gonna add a little bit more on it, even gets a kill. He's mid-air, and that's gonna be the first set to Bando de Lucas.
On the side of Bando de Lucas for the most part, but going in now to safe zone for Heist, and again, very much a different affair. And this could well be a game that's more suited to Clash, actually.
I will say though, it does feel like a map and mode recently that's been heavily down to draft. Who gets the better draft? Who gets the more unpredictable odd draft? You know, we see Sprout coming in, blocking off these mids. Some players are bringing in Grom, more throwers being seen. And I feel with that unpredictability, you can get a very, very good comp in comparison to your opponent. And if Bando de Lucas can do it once more, as we've already said and established, then they might be able to take this one down and pretty much put Clash in the grave. Grom going to be the first pick from Clash, though, and there's one of those throwers that we were talking about. Just so strong at the moment, and it might mean that Bando de Lucas have to match with one of their own.
I do like it. It did receive just a recent nerf, however, a small one, not too much. The basic damage down from 1,160 to 1,060. So we have seen a little small drop-off, but not a massive one. It's not normally necessarily, though, a first pick on save, so I don't mind it myself. I quite enjoy it. The RT ban there from Bando de Lucas is quite interesting. We saw that a lot in EMEA yesterday. But it's interesting with RT, though, because honestly, we don't see many people able to utilize his super that much. I mean, it's great when you got like a body jump and you can really just eradicate it quickly, but more often than not, RT's super just becomes a little bit redundant in these instances. But Eve, Penny with the bans on the side of Bando de Lucas, the Collect coming in now as well. Daryl is still open here, remember, as well, and that could be definitely on their minds. That Spike to be able to defend for it. The Max ban, the Bonnie ban, and the Carl ban on the side of Clash. So a lot of brawlers there that are designed to really get the safe quickly. Bonnie with the jump, Carl with the flying hook, and Max to bring everyone forwards together. Brock going to be coming in now. The Bando, the Lucas. Not a bad draft lineup so far, but I feel like if Clash do bring this down, it could cause a few problems.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget either that with the unbreakable walls, Brock, his utility's not as strong as it was. Yes, people can bring in rocket laces more recently, and that's probably what we'll see. But what made Brock so good on this map, not only that damage up on save, obviously, but be able to destroy this right-hand side and kind of take a lot of the good options out of the way, like Grom would have been, has been completely reversed by these unbreakable walls. And yes, he's still going to be able to get a lot of damage on safe, and so's Colette. But it's going to be tough to break out of the position where they're going to be able to get it because of this Grom being such a prominent brawler. Griff going to be the second pick from Clash, and yet again, it's more of the same. It was good when you could break the walls, but I don't know how I feel about it now.
I agree. It does feel like Clash, in a way, are almost drafting a little bit previous meta-wise. I mean, Griff is still viable in some places with a specific strategy in mind, more often than not enjoying beetles to break open everything and have a B to combine it. The B has appeared, and that does give me a little bit of confidence that those two brawlers can have a lot of synergy together, but nonetheless, it does feel a little bit odd. I mean, it does make a lot of sense to have the B in case Bando de Lucas were looking to bring in that Daryl pick, and maybe now, if they were, they might be reconsidering themselves, but the Bell is still available as well, and a lot of longer range brawlers are still options here for them to consider. the question is now, will they go for that? I mean, they don't need to necessarily defend too much for the safe. They can try to get something to go in on themselves, maybe even like an 8-bit, for example, on safe zone. It's a bit riskier than it is on other maps. Piper, I can understand for sure. It has been a place, I feel, now in safe zone, at least now that the lanes can't be necessarily broken up as much. So Piper's able to sort of focus her attention more onto that mid and that right-hand side area, better than she was ever used to be able to doing. But definitely feel like this actually could be a comp that would do a lot to the B as well. So if Vanderlucas play it well, then Clash could be in trouble. But if that Grom gets forwards and causes a lot of pressure onto the safe with the Griff behind it, that's where Clash can really start to thrive.
Yeah, definitely so. And honestly, I'm quite surprised even with, you know, with the BBM pick that we didn't see an 8-bit or something like that throughout that mid. And it would have been a pretty solid pick. But then again, you know, Piper's going to be able to do quite a lot of work. But it seems like two of these brawlers from Banda de Lucas were just so much stronger when those walls could be broken down. We're seeing a little bit of a break here from Kyodog, and it's going to open it up quite heavily. And I think that honestly might help Wesley that little bit more.
Yeah, you can already see him tapping straight away off the back of it. And, you know, just getting a couple of shots into Kyodog. He's really starting to struggle. Not sure the homemade recipe there connected, but we'll find out shortly. I think it might have done even. But Wesley now low. Zinni on the right-hand side. Getting a few taps on Tufa, but keeping his HP in a nice proportion. That's what we wanted to see from the Grom. The X-Factor coming down, and a nice rocket laser there from Pinzinho just to survive a bit longer, but that rocket didn't connect there, and it will provide a nice push-up here from Clash, who are already getting some good damage. They've got to take care of Tufa. And again, I do feel like he is playing a very good game today. He is keeping everything together on the side of Clash, and not sure about that jump from Wesley. Could have gone a bit further away, but we'll concede a few shots. As now Clash continue to reign victorious in the mid, but that snipe from Wesley might change things now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the jump was a bit questionable, but the wall break definitely not. Needs to get those out of the way so he's able to pinch and help Zinio take down Tufa before he gets in this aggressive position once more, which they've already dealt 29% from, down to 71 now. And Wesley does need to start hitting this mid a little bit more, allowing Zinio to get that pressure down the line and get some supers onto the safe, because that's where it's going to start coming down for them. There he is. Now he's starting to hit. Griff gets taken quite low, but this 3K from VT Zim still holding them back, and he's holding that a little bit longer. Does throw it out, but a double tap almost comes down from Wesley. Looked like that one was going to hit, but Adinho still holding on to this super, and as I say, needs to start throwing them out soon, or it'll become a little bit too late for them to come back.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Tufa as well, just his survivability in this game has been unmatched, and more often than not, causing a big problem on this right-hand side. Another big tap from Wesley, and VT Sim's very low on that left-hand side, 60 HP, and nice super to follow things up from Adino, and he will actually come out alive! 4 HP to his head! My word, that might make a big difference as well, because it forces Kyodog to have to consider the prospect of that left-hand side lane. Tufa coming there forwards now and has got the Grom Bomb to hand. VT Sim with a huge pickup. That will allow him to come forwards, and then Tufa behind, but no! Wesley yet again! This boy is a big, big problem that Clash have got to solve.
They are still ahead though, so not much solving needs to be done just at the moment, but Adinho gets his super and he uses it to try and push forward. The Grom Bomb coming up. Pinzinho goes for the jump in, and although he's getting kills, although he's getting the control, they're getting no damage along with it. This is going to be a Clash game, and although
your damage is dealt on the side of Banda Lucas, Wesley as well, playing a great game so far today. He's got to keep it up. That break, as we mentioned before, might give him a easier line of sight and targeting power, but he's not connecting at the moment. It's Adino on the left-hand side who is. Kyodog is struggling a lot. I mean, one shot away from super now, and there it is. VT Sim coming to help out in that respect, and does so really successfully well. That's going to allow Clash now to get that mid control.
Was a wasted gadget. In comes Pinzinho though, and if he can get the takedown and move on, then he'll be in a great position. But yet again, it's VT Zim helping out and Tufa getting the kills. Gonna use this X Factor now, and that's gonna be some good damage on safe. Already pretty much matching what they got in the previous one. Adinho not really got a lot of help dealing with the Kyodog over this side. Does have to use his super defensively. Gotcha gadget popped as well, bringing them some HP back, but still couldn't really match what VT Zim was bringing to the table, and yet again can't anyway. Had that 3K, had that honeycoat, but Pinzinho eventually getting something done.
Yeah, we need to see him on the safe more, actually, to be honest. And big taps into Tufa. Tufa surviving, though. Oh, and just about juking and gets the kill in the process. Beautiful stuff. But Adino, in the meantime, gotcha gadget, keeping himself alive. And Kyodog will surely go. Oh, I take it back. Beautiful, beautiful check in the mail from him. And Sends it back to the spawn as Clash now starts to move up to get more damage. Grombob going down yet again and gets a pickup in the prices onto Wesley. And at the moment, Bandalukas are all over the place.
Yeah, really not a lot can be done, especially with Kyodog in this position. They're playing it so well. Tufa's locking down this side, and they haven't even had the Piper break they had in the last one. That's what kind of gave him the saving grace, allowing him to pinch. But this time, it's just not the same, and this could be a finish right here. VT Zim gonna go down, though. Just Kyodog remaining, and Wesley snipes him down. 45 seconds on the clock, needs some damage.
Bandalukas have got a couple of rockets in a dream at the moment, but it's going to be a big ask. They cannot lose control, and they've got to get the damage within 35 seconds as well. And as I say that, Pazina goes down as well. Kyodog surely will as well, though, but Tufa's got to push up here, get a couple of taps from the safe, and this one will be...
I know DeLucas did in the second there, but we will be moving on to Super Beach in Brawl Ball, and I feel like Brawl Ball is just one of those modes where the more experienced team usually come out on top unless the draft is just that far in favor of the opposing team, and we know the more experienced team is Clash. They've got these players who've been playing in World Finals since 2019 in Tufa. Kyodog's been playing at the top of his game for a while now, and they're not going to want to take a defeat this early on.
Yeah, they really can't afford to. Not this stage in the year. It makes such a difference, you know, on how people see you and how they perceive you as. See Mortispan there. Barley coming in from Clash. They've obviously done that for a reason. That very reason, in fact. Grom as well, sorry, the Griff as well as the Stu. On the side of Bandalukas, the Surge, the Max, and the RT. Definitely valuing that Barley very highly there on Super Beach. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Quite like that for control. We've seen that a lot across other regions also. B pick is still open. The Surge ban is very important here from Bandalukas and the Max. In fact, I think I prefer the bans of Bandalukas, but I like the idea that Clash have got a strategy for Dynamite coming in. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. And I don't really feel like that's a normal thing to say because it's Dynamite going to be as the first pick. It is definitely in a much better place, no doubt about it. In the right hands, it can do a lot of great damage. Obviously, a lot of great abilities to break open the map. I just feel like it's not my first go-to pick here. But more often than not, someone will bring it along and just absolutely blow me away. And then it makes me look like I don't know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that first pick on the side of Bandalukas? I prefer the B, personally.
Yeah, no, I do like a B, but I mean, Dynamite, you know, is competent against the Barley. That's the thing, you know, you're going to have a bit of legs in that matchup. It shows that they kind of know what they're thinking. They know what they want to bring to the table. And with Mortis banned out the way as well, as you mentioned right at the start, it comes a little bit better, especially with Max as well. That mobility is going to be gone, banned out. So it's good. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Barley on a lane, but we will see. Obviously, it does pretty well in the matchup, but overall, Barley's going to provide quite a lot more zoning. Dynamite along with the B, though, it gives that breakup and gives the ability to kind of allow B to thrive that a little bit more, even if Dynamite can't. Otis going to come in as the second pick from Clash, and I do like that, maybe just a little bit more than what we got Bandalukas going so far.
Got to be Spike, surely. I mean, if there's a big tankier brawler to come, and they got the B on the side of Bandalukas as well already, they kind of can't take the chance, can they? I mean, they can pick a tanky idea into the B or just go with, there it is. Yeah, it has to be. I mean, now Bandalukas have got, I still think, a pretty decent draft nonetheless. I mean, it's not bad brawlers on the side of Clash, but they just would prefer to have something else to add to the equation. They've got some decent range already and some hard-hitting brawlers. Let's see what they're thinking. But Stu banned out as well would have been a great call here. Good strategy on the side of Clash to really eradicate a lot of the aggressive ideas as well on the side of Bandalukas. So, but this double thrower, didn't think that. Did not think that. I mean, I'm not too sure about the draft on both sides, I'm completely honest. Do you?
I never thought I'd say I kind of like a double thrower on Brawl Ball. Never mind, obviously Super Beach is quite a good map for throwers, but I mean, you shouldn't really see a Tick or a Dynamite lose lane against a Spike, and obviously once they clean that up, they should be able to help the mid, which B should be winning at range anyway. So I don't hate it.
I think this is pretty wild. I mean, it's like, it does make sense. It does make sense. And also, it was like the way that it was all devised was part of the plan. That's the thing. And like, I felt like that Spike did throw a bit of a spanner in the works for what Bandalukas were having. Here we go with BT Zim. And Wesley goes down. Kyodog has a chance there. He didn't go for it, though. Choosing better of it, wanting to re-congregate with his teammates a little bit more. Dealing going to the left-hand side now, trying to slow the advance and push back Kyodog in the process as well. And meanwhile, Tufa's going super aggressive onto the goal side and causing a real problem here from behind. It's a takedown there onto Pizzinho, and Kyodog will shortly follow just to keep that defense in line for Wesley. Great stuff from him, but so far, Clash seem to be the more aggressive team and have made more opportunities for themselves.
Yeah, well, we've got this tick head now and a bit of positioning for Wesley as well. Should be able to do a decent job if he can keep Tufa at this long range. Obviously, they does have the advantage of over the right, but Tickhead's going to go down now and place that sticky syrup mixer to kind of negate the value. Kaido going to throw out a super towards the left-hand side. Not sure if that was auto-aimed or whether he actually went towards Adinho for it, but maybe would have been better used over the right-hand side. Tufa's quite low now, Tickhead down as well, and I'm not sure if he's going to have the ammo to take it down. Does reach him as he takes it down, and the explosion radius brings him with it.
Great position here for Adinho, but can't quite find the HP enough to go on the aggressive here. Tufa's definitely considering the prospect of that bomb landing right on his feet, and well, but a break up in the goal really nicely, actually, increasing the tiles on both sides. So if now Bandalukas can start to secure Kaidog here and keep Tufa low enough to get back into the goal side, we've got a definite opening here. Ticket going out, and didn't actually read the vert there. VTSim had to react pretty quickly there, life plant as well. Great stuff from him, but now Adinho might have a chance here. Big bomb in the middle. Oh, but he didn't quite find the angle. Not the best of shots, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I will say though, I mean, I really want to know if that would have possibly gone in if there was enough time for him to be able to take it down with the immune person spawning back in. Tufa going to throw out a super and try and get some control back over here against Wesley, but brought down quite low. He's going to be using this medical use star power, so getting some heals along with it, but Adinho's picked up that right-hand side in a great position now as the 3K hits as well. A little pass to Pazzinho and a shot should be tying this up here. 50-50, he goes right and he just sneaks it past Kaidog on the defense. 20 seconds from a reply.
Was it not a bit of a risky shot, though? I mean, I would have gone for the left myself, but maybe you can see the respawn. Either way, 10 seconds on the clock, and Clash have got to respond here, and there's a lot of resistance here from Bandalukas, placing down all their utility, everything to throw them. A little bit of a jiggle there from Adinho. Might be a little bit soon to get too comp.
In return from Clash, it's started to work so well for them, but it's got to be this early game where Clash get the goals.
So we're trying to push through the right-hand side here, and it's doing a pretty decent job of juking everything that they've got to throw at him so far. Nice pinch between VTSim and Kaidog onto Adinho, and he is struggling now to get out of this position. Fertilize being ran as well by VTSim, so no curveball, which will obviously deflate a little bit of the ability to land some of those shots, but will help out considerably on the healing side. Now, big pressure from Tufa, and Kaidog will slide it in. Beautiful stuff, great start there from Clash, a goal in 35 seconds.
Yeah, we need to see if they make these swaps, and to be honest, Adinho's gone over to the right side and predicted that little movement coming over, but Barley's going to pick him up anyway. Kaidog can't do a lot, gets slowed down and taken down along with it. Adinho needs to make a big play with this super here. Dynamite Bomb can do a lot of damage if he manages to make it a connection. Should one-shot pretty much everybody except from Kaidog on that side, so need to be careful for Clash, but at the moment, they're a goal up and they've got some strong control and the ball firmly in that corner.
Yeah, this is the tough thing now, is that VTSim can also use that fertilized super to be able to shut down the ball entirely, and Clash have got all the time in the world just to keep the control. They've got a very control-based comp in that respect. Good taps from Kaidog onto Adinho. Bomb as well, not going to land onto Tufa. And it really does require a lot of takedowns here on the side of Bandalukas to be able to get forward, to get this ball out of the pocket. Taking it slow and steady is not the worst of ideas. They have got a minute, but nonetheless, they do need some takedowns. VTSim's pushing forwards now, and that might be a bit out of place, but the fertilizer will keep him in check and healing up nicely. Kaido pushing forwards, but again, Clash can't score from this position without the ball, so they just want to get the takedowns and just keep the pressure on, I guess, for now.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley managed to connect that ticket even through the life plant, but kept him alive just a little bit. He's trying to make the push now, but he's muted up. Wesley goes back for the knockback. Can he place the ticket down? That might have been able to get Pizzinho the goal, but at the moment he can't. Adinho now going to come in and pinch, but they're not making any connections. Kaidog's doing a flawless job of avoiding these. He even misses the gadget as well, and he cleans up.
Might have been the chance for Pizzinho to go forwards and grab the ball. In fact, Kaidog was just a bit out of place, but not going to happen. 20 seconds now, and I just can't really see it unless Bandalukas really band together quickly to get these takedowns and ensure it, to get the ball to even just tie this one up. And two for them, a big last corner to Wesley. Yeah, he's surely going to be in a rock and a hard place. Pizzinho as well. No chance at all. And Clash, as quickly as that, they turn the tide.
Yeah, evened it out, and as I said, it needs to be that early game. That's where they had the majority of the control in the last one. It's where they got the goal in this one, and they might have to do something.
Like that jiggle. You can see his eyes, sheer focus. And he had a phenomenal game. I mean, just going to town with that Barley pick. Let's see this time round. Who's going to take this set? Kaidog in the middle. There, just pretty low for the most part. Now healing up accordingly and just trying to evade these shots from Wesley along the way. Honeycomb there available to Pizzinho, but the pressure mounting big time here, and this is exactly how Clash played it last time. It's him pushing forwards a little bit here, trying to juke out Wesley, trying to land these shots and doing a pretty decent job at that. If he gets super, it could be a goal inbound relatively quickly here for Clash.
Yeah, Wesley's got the super now though. Pizzino with that 3k needs to try and connect it onto Kydog here, or 2 for if he finds an opportunity, but doesn't manage to do it. And obviously only using Honeycoat as well, so against the one of them, not going to have the most opportunity to flow out a flurry of them and actually try and manage to hit one, but slows there. The connection's there. He does get traded out though, but Wesley might be able to take down VT Zim and force this ball forward, but no, he avoids one of the shots and might have taken some damage along the way, but just enough to keep control for now.
VT Zim is honestly playing it great. He's taking his time, healing up at the right times and just trying. Oh, great. That's a testament to Wesley right there. Those shots were absolutely on point. A screen opening. There's a big opening here. Oh, the mute on point. Great stuff from Kydog. He had to land it. That was a goal otherwise. And that was a fantastic defense there for Clash.
I mean, surely just throw down the tick head to tank the mute and the shots, no, and get the goal. It's a thick head as well, so got almost 3,500 HP. Tufa's dominating over the right-hand side now, though. Edinho not having the easiest of times. Pizzino's one shot as well. Wesley getting pushed back. Super thrown down. It's going to provide that fertilize, but Kydog stunned and bombed down. Edinho's got 2 now. He's trying to move forwards. Can they get the shots in to finish 2 for off? He's surviving once again, and he's playing this so well.
I mean, how often has Tufa even gotten down? He's been on his feet time and time again this game, and now finally forced back, and maybe this right-hand side lane is now Wesley's going towards it, is what we wanted to see between Wesley and Tufa. Who is going to take it? He is trying to make a little bit of a snatch here for the ball whilst trying to juggle his tasks and get some shots landed onto Kydog, and now has bomb to hand. Big super inbound, and Kydog will go down. This could be an opening that they need on the side of Bandit Lucas. But VT's in there with some good consecutive shots. Should be enough to survive on just a little bit longer. It looks like we could be going into overtime here, Trav.
I mean, we could be going into overtime, but down goes Tufa, which means some control should be in the hands of Bando de Lucas here. We see a soup from Kydog, though a soup from VT's in. We know how valuable those long passes can be in overtime, but look at Edinho's position. The walls are coming down, but honestly, it doesn't matter too much for him. Barley super thrown onto him there as well, but he survives it out just the tiniest bit. Follow-up from Kydog gets the kill. Got a super on Pizzino and Wesley now, but that head not really being used, and with these 2 throwers, it might be difficult in OT.
Yeah, Pizzino's got a lot of work to do here because that B pick really can carry in overtime, or if you miss the shots, can just allow the opposition to push forwards, and that's exactly what Clash are doing at the moment. Kydog has got that super. If he gets the ball and is in a great place to pick it up, then Clash are in a goal-scoring point here. He's got it now. He passes it forward to Pizzino, who wastes super because he was trying to obviously use it before the ball landed at his feet. Mistakes on both sides there. Clash should really have done a little bit better, in my opinion, there.
Yeah, but look how low they are now. Kydog's low. Down goes Tufa. Probably the first time in this game we've seen that happen. Edinho's got his super over the right, and that's going to be able to pretty much obliterate anybody that lands on at the moment. He's going to go for Kydog, who got slowed down, but also he gets the trade along the way. Tickhead placed down, and Edinho making the aggressive moves. If the ball's placed up, if he can get super, which he does, we might see a scoring opportunity, but he goes down, and that's VT's in throwing the super down, and a draw between Bando de Lucas and Clash for the 3rd game of Brawl Ball.
Very tough to call who's going to take it. I like the delay strategies from Clash, to be honest, of cornering the ball when they had the chance to, but I think that's what Bandit Lucas has got to be a bit more cautious around. They can't allow them to do that against them. They've got to have it on their side, and Kydog's going towards it now. Using up some of that utility early on, pushing it forwards ever so slightly faster to hand as well, so that could be a cause of concern for Wesley here. He just tries to get the mute early on as Tufa, just pushing back Wesley more and more into the corner here on the right-hand side. It's in his low here. Honey Molasses might not even be enough. The honeycomb will keep him alive, but ooh, bit of a shaky start, to be honest, for Bandit Lucas.
Yeah, Edinho throwing those shots forward now, trying to push Tufa back, but not having the easiest of times of it. He just keeps on wiggling in and out of that range, baiting out these shots, but VT's in, a couple more shots into him, and it will go down. Pizzino finds the mid, goes for Tufa as well, might be able to find the connection, but actually doesn't. And with the knockback of Wesley there, Lasserar puts him straight in Pizzino's wake, and he manages to get the kill. See this 3K shot now as well, but misses it once again. And we just haven't seen that much from Pizzino in this. I feel when the map was opened up, he really didn't do a lot to prove his point, but now the takeover there, and this might be his chance. But to be honest, even at that, it was Edinho who got the kills. Goal scoring is there, and Pizzino and the boys in Bando de Luco are now 1-0 up.
Fantastic stuff. I've got to hand it to Tufa though. In that moment, he was able to stay alive for so long, and he really is trying his best to keep everything together. Bit of an opportunity here for Clash. Kydog though just being a little bit patient and obviously concerned for the dynamite, and there's that great synergy there, but a bit of a missed bomb there, bit super there from Edinho. Could have definitely done better as Kydog was slowed in the process. Now pushing forwards, great honey molasses there from Pizzino to defend, and BC's in pretty low. He can't really push up the left-hand side here. They're going to push the ball forwards here on the side. Abandon Lucas, Edinho going to bomb it. Big barrel, boom! Oh!
Yeah, no, I do think the exact same. And, you know, as you said, with Knockout being a a pretty sketchy mode in terms of if you're behind, it's going to be quite difficult. You only get that one life and there's a lot of stress on you. It's not the best place for Clash to be in, and you mentioned this. It is going to be scary for them, regardless of all of their stature in the competitive scene. It's a really tough position for them. They need to come in, they need to get a good draft, and they need to be able to win this one out. See the bans coming in now, and Bandit Lucas, regardless of playing throwers in the last one and succeeding quite heavily, clearly don't want to see any in this one. We've got the Tick Sprout and Grom bans, and it seems like Clash don't want much of this ranged approach or that max speed approach. We've got Bonnie, Brock, and Max as their bans as well.
Yeah, RT question mark. That's what my mind is thinking, and I still don't know whether I agree with it, but it seems that teams do like to have that kind of long-ranged idea, and I'm not too worried about, you know, having a lack of super. But Jhin going to come in, and I do prefer that from Clash a little bit. You know, having the shots just continue to disperse the way that they do, just allow you to push back a little bit more and more along the way, but you won't be able to necessarily get the most out of the healing puffs until the later stages of the game, so there is that to consider as well. But Bell is definitely on the cards here for me. A lot of the longer ranged ideas we saw already today. Bandit Lucas going with the Piper, so they're not afraid to pick it. It might be more of their third pick kind of idea, but nonetheless, definitely the throwers being out of the mix will take away a lot of control. There is the RT, yeah, straight away. And no, I don't necessarily mind it. I can understand why teams are going for it. The amplified shot, marker on the players of your opposition do make a big difference as the team, congregate together to ensure the takedowns here. But let's see what they want to add and combine with it. Ultimately, for me, it definitely makes a big difference having these throwers out of the mix. Some aggression, though, potentially needed, something to push forwards. Wouldn't go amiss here. Let's see what they go for.
Well, we will see. I do like the Jhin pick, maybe a little bit more than the RT. We've seen the RT succeed today, not so much, but in others it has worked out. A little bit of Eve coming in after that, and obviously not the massive amount, not the biggest amount of water here. There's a little bit back in spawn, but other than that, we don't really see too much, which kind of makes me question it a little bit.
Yeah.
It does seem like maybe one of those little South American picks that sneak in here and there that they feel confident in, that they've used in scrims, and maybe they won't be able to use it. But obviously against the Jhin, you're going to have the parasites coming in and providing a bit of tanking, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it's just that is really worthwhile to pick. Rico going to come in as from Clash, and I know you love a bit of Rico, and it's pretty strong on this map down the mid, but with 3 throwers banned out, it does seem to be that little bit stronger as well.
I'm not sure whether I like it. I mean, it definitely depends on who's playing it for sure. That makes the world of difference. But Squeak, I think, is a massively viable brawler here. Penny, there's a lot of other ideas that they're not really going towards that I would prefer to kind of hit first, if I'm honest. Otis could be an option as well. I don't necessarily mind it here. It can work. But yeah, there's the Piper. They're going to take it away from the hands of Bandit Lucas. But it's definitely going to be a brawler which can be countered here by Bandit Lucas if they want. It's going to obviously break open the map, and that's the consideration here. They've already got a very long-ranged cop idea, and it's going to be a bit counterintuitive alongside the Rico, who wants to utilize a lot of those walls for itself. So on the side of Clash, they're going to have to be very carefully considering what they choose to break and what they choose to leave open. For now, Bandit Lucas, I mean, Lola would be a decent shout for me as well. I mean, so many options. Carl could be an option here as well if they really want to go for it. And Gray, we saw this, and I wasn't going to mention this because it's, in my opinion, better options of all the lists I've just mentioned. And we saw Gray being used, I think, once, wasn't it, yesterday in the EMEA region by Mr. Dosar, and it just didn't kind of work out. Gray did receive a recent nerf, and one that made a huge impact on Gray's effectiveness in the BSC. I mean, ultimately now you can no longer teleport alongside Gray and bring all your teammates in for a big meaty push. You're pretty much on your own. Sure, everything else is still pretty good. You can get a lot of healing off the back of using those TPs, but I don't know whether it's the pick here for me, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of better brawlers to break open the map if that is your strategy going in.
How adored!
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you as well. I mean, it's a little bit weird against the Rico. Not going to find the most connections, I'd imagine, with the bounces. And against Piper, it's not going to have the range. Against Jhin, it's not going to have that range. So definitely a little bit of an odd pick, especially as you said, you can't TP him with your teammates. So going to have to make those solo plays or wait for them to be in a little bit of a better position. Piper finds some connections onto Wesley there. Can he find the third to finish it off? Can't just yet, and Wesley gets some heals, but get a bit of control along with those hits for Tufa.
Wesley low, but as is Tufa now on that left-hand side, who's now released the amplified mark above his head. Big tap though again from Tufa, just keeping that lane under such tight control. But if Bandit Lucas play the long game here, then it'll be problematic, to say the least, for Clash to be able to defend as the gas starts to close in. BTSim has got the magic hand on the right-hand side as well, which is why Adina's going to be very cautious. He can obviously jump away with his gadget, but 950 HP now as well. He's being very, very careful. Nice walking cane there from Pizzino. Gets the takedown. Dodged and shots from Kyadog. But now Kyadog in a very compromised position there. Bouncy Castle not going to be enough. And it's a 2v1. What can Tufa do?
He can run into the gas and hope for the best. Doesn't feed Adino's super along with it. Neither for the sake of Wesley either. So a little bit disappointing for them. But I mean, we saw a little bit of a double pull there, pulling into each other. Walking cane versus that Gene pull, and it was the walking cane that came out on top. Kyadog did get the trade, but nothing much more than that. Still a connection there, but no TP in as the Gene's there to help him out at the moment.
He seems to be very cautious here because he has to defend. He goes into the aggressive, gets some heals along the way, but he goes down, making it 2 versus 3. Not the outcome the Band of Lucas were looking for, and now everyone coming crumbling down as Clash will surely now take a round. The best that Wesley can do is just try not to speed along the way, but the gas is miles away. The shots will land, and that puts Clash back in the driving seat.
I mean, that was the prime example of you can't TP in with your teammates, you have to pick the right opportunity, and he didn't pick the right opportunity. Went straight down when he went in against 2 of them. Bit of a surprising situation to go straight for it, but Wesley looking pretty good against Tufa. Now gets hit with 1 shot and a homemade recipe to follow up. These parasites being popped for the first time now, and we've still got that Gene pull. He does have a few jumps still in hand on the side of Adino though, and with a few of these walls broken down, Kyadog's going to struggle that a little bit more.
I like the way that Band of Lucas is starting to push back a little bit onto Clash here. Now, Clash know that they've got to get out of this position. Kyadog's tricking well, but now has the amplified mark above his head as well as Tufa. Shots from the super will not land for Kyadog. No reward for him. Low as well, has to utilize the bouncy castle. He's got 1 more left, I believe. Shots from 2 from the left-hand side, trying to make their mark and does find 1 to Pizzino. But now Kyadog getting pressured again by Wesley. It's very back and forth at the moment, and the gas surely about to close in. Pizzino goes in for the TP. Oh, gets the shot for the landing. And Pizzino goes down. Pizzino with the triple. Oh, he gets it.
As well, but Pizzino makes the plays with the Grey, and he's kind of, you know, proving to us why maybe that solo teleport, why you don't need your teammates to come in with you if you pick your time right, is still so useful.
I'll still remain on the fence for it, but gotta give that man credit where credit is due for sure. And it puts now Band of Lucas in such a good spot, doesn't it? Walking Kang gets the takedown on VT Sim as well. Great stuff, but the return is favored by Tufa there as well. Wesley just trying to keep the pressure on. He gets a takedown. That's huge. Massive plays there from Band of Lucas, and now Tufa is the last man standing for Clash.
I have no clue how Wesley has managed that, especially in the position he was in, but 3 follow-up shots in a row. Absolutely perfect. A little bit of a break available from Tufa, but he just maybe doesn't want to feed Adino here. You can't win this with a Piper. They can just go in close proximity, wait behind the walls, wait for the gas, but seems like maybe he is going to be feeding Adino just a little bit more and waiting for this gas to come in so he can go and step into it, but this is a position that he just can't win. There's just no way. They can just wait behind these walls, and Wesley with his super as well. If it comes to it, he can tie it off, but Tufa's going to step into the gas eventually.
Best he can do now. And now going in, so much pressure on the heads of Clash. They've got to start to work better as a team and just try to control the situation better. They've not got time in their hand. They've got so many people watching and expecting them to perform. They might be leaving in the semi-finals at this rate.
Seems like it might be looking that way. Kyadog's got the super though, does use it, gets some connections, but the pull through the wall. Bounce Castle low goes off 1. Gene's low as well. Doesn't have the backup, so can't really aggress. Adino still holding his lane nicely, but now some pinches coming in, and if that shot from Tufa connected, he would have gone down. Looking for the homemade recipe now, but gets the jump away. Hits the parasite upon spawning. Wesley's still got this super now as well, but Kyadog's got another, and that's going to be dangerous, especially with this Gene pull along with it.
Clash doing pretty well for the most part, but Wesley now with some taps, gets 2 onto Kyadog. The magic puffs massively important now from VT Zim. They have got the advantage here, but Pizzino is damaging there with those shots. And when he goes in, gets 1, will he get 2 as well? He's surely going to be able to be in a pretty decent spot to do so, but now a walking came through the wall as well. Tufa picks up the scraps, leaving it in that 2 versus 1. It's a 1v1. Oh, Tufa! What a shot to keep Clash alive!
What a play there from Tufa, coming in and clutching up when he needed to be. If only Pizzino could have got 1 of them, or even a shot on another as well. It was really, really difficult for him, and I don't know how he didn't get either of those kills, especially with the walking cane through the wall. Parasites coming in and soaking up a lot of that damage. Adino looking for that bait out of the pull here as well. Still got some jumps in hand. Wesley with the super, if they can get it to go to the late game, if the gas can come in, they can close this one out right here.
Vengeful Spirits going out for VT Zim, forcing them back, Adino and Pizzino. As Kyadog comes in, he's in a great position here as a Rico. You love to have those walls to hand. Adino's got to get out of this, and he's trying his best, but taking a lot of shots along the way, conceding a lot of damage. Vizino just can't quite land their shots. This aggression could go against Clash if they're not too careful. It's going to be controlled aggression, or this will go from bad to worse incredibly quickly.
Yeah, no more Vengeful Spirits left either. Wesley trying to make a play and pinch across, and they might have been caught out of position here. Clodok doesn't find it. Pizzino with the TP in. 2v1, same situation again, and Tufa can't do anything. Wesley with the spins. He knows it. He's got the other form as well. He can plant those legs. Tufa knows it as well. Jump to the backside of the map.